So what's up, y'all? Just imagine this WNBA draft night, right? The moment you've been waiting for. You've been rumored to be, a first round selection. You sit the first round, you don't hear your name called. You sit the second round, you don't hear your name called. And then it takes to the third round for you to embrace the glory and the dream accomplished, finally accomplished, to hearing your name called. And that's the story, guys. Kansas State great guard Serena Sundell. I mean, me personally, I definitely had her high on my draft board. Um, I had to actually watch like a lot of Serena Sundell footage to be able to really just embrace what she does on the court, really to just be able to understand just how integral she could be to a team. And so noticing her talents, I'm like, you know what? She's going to be a top 10 pick. So she's not a top 10 pick. She's not even a top 12 pick, So I'm like, okay, a team in the second round is they're going to come across a gem here. And I was hoping it would be my aces, because my aces last year was smart enough to pick up Elizabeth Kitley, injured or not. You can't pass on a center with a soft touch on her jump shot that can score around the rim, that can rebound, that can floor run. So I'm like, the Aces couldn't pass on Kitley, so maybe they won't pass on Serena Sundell. But the Aces passed on Serena Sundell. Chicago Sky passed twice on Serena Sundell, choosing to go with Haley Van Lith, and I just got Sivka, the Connecticut Sun. They passed twice on her as well. I like what the Sun did. So salute to them. No knock to them. I thought they got great players in Morrill and Rivers. So, salute to them. But, a lot of teams passed on Serena Sundell. So when I look at this, it's going to be a big chip on her shoulder, and rightfully so. If it's not, then maybe the game ain't meant for her to play. But I believe this is just going to add to her motivation and fuel to come in and be a successful bench player, because she's not going to be starting, of course. You got Skylar Diggins Smith there. I do think at some point she could be a starter. I do think at some point she could contribute to this team in that capacity, but it won't be this year. Now, what I will say is that Serena Sundell should get minutes, and one of the biggest reasons why she should get at least some minutes to a degree is simply because this team isn't going to have Jordan Horston, who's becoming a bigger, brighter part of the future for the Seattle Storm, and then also Nika Mill, who was probably going to who was sparingly used last season and was probably going to play a much bigger role in this campaign. So, I think Serena Sundell will be able to play off ball as well as on ball, and so she could spell Skylar Diggins Smith. I do understand that this team also has Erica Wheeler. Wheeler's going to get some minutes if they keep her. Same thing with Zia Cook. If they keep her on this roster, she's going to get minutes. Seattle has a lot of talent, but I just think that they are one of the teams that had the steal of the draft. I mean, Dominique Malonga to take her at 2, in which I don't know how many people were uncertain. I was very uncertain on where they would go. I thought they went at the best place they possibly could go. Malonga with the highest upside in this draft, 7'1" wingspan, ability to flush it, just a player that could also step out. I heard the comparison of what Lisa Leslie with a jump shot, stretch the floor. That would be sickening. So, also this team took Madison Connors, so she's going to be competing for a spot in the training camp. But I think for me, and they also took Jordan Hobbs. Man, they're going to have a heated competition. Jordan Hobbs from Michigan they're going to have a heated competition to see, who's going to be on this roster at the end of the day. But I think for me, what makes them one of the winners of the draft is simply because of Dominique Malonga, and then the fact that you were able to pick up a first-round quality player in the third round, Serena Sundell. And I know that somebody was going to eventually take her. You're talking about a player that could switch, play either guard spot, can shoot inside, out, can definitely do to improve her outside shot, but can penetrate, can get to the cup, get fouled, just a special player. 6'2", for a guard that can handle the rock, superior in my opinion. So definitely will be in this league even if it's not with the Seattle Storm, So just wanted to drop this video real quick. Shout out to Serena Sundell, hanging on, staying with it, you know, keeping keeping yourself in good spirits and having your name called, in the third round. Probably wasn't what she thought would happen, but at the end of the day, it did happen. So, aspirations are to take this third round pick that you became and, let it spearhead your career into greatness. So this is RC, folks. With that, the video is going to end here. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Talking women's basketball, that's what it's about. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought about Serena Sundell getting selected in the third round. Do you think she should have went higher? With that, I'm out.